welcome to my kumara and bacon damper. So I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Kumara in Australia is called sweet potato. So for us it's sweet potato and bacon damper. Now the first thing we need is roughly a 400 gram sweet potato or kumara. So that big there, I just weighed it, it's 550 gram. So you need a medium one. Okay, so there's different ways that we can cook them. I'm just going to peel it and chop it. Now if you would want to roast it to cook it instead of boiling it like I'm going to, you leave the skin on, and what you do to roast them is you get a knife and you cut a deep slash in it this way, and you do 4 of them all the way around, nice and deep ones, and then you rub them in a little bit of olive oil. You can add a little bit of salt and garlic if you want and rub it all into it and then roast them up that way. Or if you're out in the bush and you want to do the damper, I would wrap that in alfoil, like with the skin on, wrap it in alfoil and chuck it on the coals and turn it every 15 minutes, stick something through it and see if it's soft, and then you can just gut the inside out for your damper. And once I've chopped them up, I'll stick them in water, I'll put them on the stove top and boil them. When I can stick a fork through and it's soft, I'll take it off, put it in a strainer and let them drain. So while the potato is cooking, we need to get 4 rashers of bacon, so you need 4 full length pieces or 8 tops. Then chop them all up into squares. We're going to fry them up in the frying pan and then set it aside to cool down. Once we've drained our sweet potato really well, make sure you tip out the excess water in your saucepan. Put it in there. Now we want to add some salt and pepper. Now we want to mash it dry. We don't want to put anything in it, we just want to mash it like that. Once we've mashed it, we want to measure out 1 cup, and then we want to put it aside to cool down. Okay, so today I'm doing it in my oven, so I need to preheat my oven now at 220 degrees Celsius. Now if you're going to do it in a camp oven over the coals, I personally preheat my camp oven first. And if you've got one of those metal trivet things that sit in the bottom of them, I would put one of them in, I'd put baking paper over that, and then I'd sit my damper straight on top. Otherwise, if I didn't have that, I'd put a lot of flour on the bottom first before the damper, or I'd just put baking paper on the bottom then the damper. It's just easier to clean. Alright, now we need a large bowl and we need to sift 3 cups of self-raising flour into it. Now if you're out in the bush and you don't have a sifter, don't panic, it'll still come out yummy. Now we want to add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of plain white sugar, half a teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 teaspoon of paprika. Today I'm using Hungarian sweet, but you can use whatever paprika you like. Now it's 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, but I'm a bit of a sook and I've only got a hot one, so I'm just going to do a tiny bit less than that. Now we want to mix it in really well. Then we want to set it aside for 2 seconds. Grab out 40 grams of butter, chop it up really small and drop it in here. Now we're going to get our clean hands and get in there, and we just want to get the butter and squeeze it into the flour and just keep squeezing it all in until it looks like sort of like breadcrumbs. Alrighty, we're almost there. Okay, now that's done, we want to add our sweet potato or kumara. Add our bacon. We want to add 1 cup of milk. ¼ cup of water. And now we want to mix it really well with a spoon. Okay, now once you've got it and there's absolutely no dry ingredients at all, just get it into a pile. Now I totally don't believe in kneading dough for dampers. I reckon the less you touch them, the better they are. So what we're going to do is grab out some plain flour. I'm going to do it in the bowl, that way if we're out camping there's no need to make all that extra mess when you don't have to. So I'm just going to sprinkle it down the sides, over the top. I'm just basically so I can get a hold of it. Push the sides in so the flour gets under there a bit. Half tip it up, flour gets under there, roll it around, same thing. want to coat the outside. Alright, once you've coated the whole outside, you can sort of use it a little bit. Now, flick just a little bit more flour on. And basically just get it into a ball like this. Tiny bit more. Okay, now we're done. Now I'm just going to try and get it into a roughly a ball sort of shape, and I'm going to dump it straight on my tin. Okay, so once we've done that, we can just shape it up a little bit, squeeze all the little gaps and holes in. I don't know, I just love really different things, so. Alright, once we've done that, just pat it all over. Like so. Alright, now get yourself a knife. And what we want to do now is you can either cut it, like you can put indents in it going that way and that way, 4 or 8 of them. But today I feel like doing mine crossways. So I'm just going to put really good cuts in it. Now we get a little bit of milk. Now you can use a pastry brush or clean fingers and cover it with a little bit of milk. Give it a little dusting of flour if you want to. As soon as our oven is hot enough, bang her in there. Exactly 30 minutes later in my electric oven. Oh yeah, baby. Now the way to tell if they're cooked is you can stick a skewer in, or you can just tap it. See how it sounds hollow? She's all ready. Alrighty, let's cut this bad boy open. Let me get myself some sharper knives. Oh, oh, oh. Alright, I had to move it over a bit so you can see the inside of it. These damn lights. Oh, it's so moist and just full of yumminess. Yum! Big wads of butter with your casseroles and stews, anything you want. Oh, just on its own. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves an awesome day, and I'll see you on Saturday. Bye!